Hello, welcome to a video with movement style about neck, shoulder and upper back release. This video will particularly focus on opening the muscles across the front of the chest. Sometimes when we're working a lot in a forward flex position, get a lot of tension across here and it's very hard afterwards to get that sense of lifting and lengthening back up, and the neck gets pulled forwards as well. So we're going to, in this video, really focus on that region and that part of opening up the upper back and neck. This video will be actually done in seated, and it's certainly possible to do these exercises sitting on a chair. If you find that sitting on a chair is more comfortable, you can sit on the mat, of course, as long as you're able to keep your spine nice and tall. So your spine really should be tall from the base of the spine towards the crown of the head, especially trying to open the chest. If we're rounded like this in the lower back, it's just not going to happen. So it will be a lot more effective either sitting on a chair, or as I'm doing at the moment, just sitting on a block or a couple of blocks, or anything that gives you enough elevation so that the base of the spine can lift up and be nice and tall. So let's begin with legs in a comfortable position. They can go forwards, they can go wide, whatever actually feels comfortable. For me, it's certainly sitting up on a block like this is quite comfortable to fold my legs in and feeling between the sitting bones as even a weight as you can. And of course your spine begins right in the pelvis. So from the pelvis, following the lift of the spine up towards the crown of the head. And then here we're just going to breathe in to lift our arms up, and then with an exhalation, this is quite key, opening across the collarbones into the shoulder joints, then through the upper arms towards the elbows, and then into the wrists. So you try to feel that there's a connection of opening from this part outwards, rather than just push into the hands, which will quite likely leave this still closed. We're aiming to get that breadth over the front of the collarbones and the back of the collarbones, a bit of space into our shoulder joints, length through the biceps muscles on the insides of our upper arms, opening the elbows and out to the heels of the hands. And we're just going to hold this position and breathe for a few breaths. And if you do need to release the position, just release the position. But also you may be able to soften at the elbow and then press through again without having to release the main position. Checking that your upper arms stay in line with the shoulder joints and that they're not gradually drifting forwards as you stay here. So let's just breathe 4 more rounds of the breath being here this time. Keeping that opening going as much as you can. Right across the chest into the inside arm towards the heels of the hands. And the last breath this time. And then as you're ready, allowing the arms to relax, just softening there, rolling through the arms. And then if you can, let's give it another go. So we've already begun to open the chest, so it might be a little bit easier this time to locate the position. And as you're ready, breathing in, letting the arms come up, letting your collarbones be open. And like we did last time, allowing the opening to carry out across your collarbones, into your shoulder joints, through the upper arm, through to the elbow, and finally reaching your wrists. And breathing here, keeping that aligned position, really opening the arms away from the front of the chest and breathing. Let your spine stay tall. Aim to avoid the ribs pressing forwards at the front. Keep the breastbone lengthening downwards and away from the face. I'm going to try and breathe 4 more times. If you need to, always partially softening and then stretching in again, or releasing if you need to. And that last breath coming up. And relaxing the arms, just softening, letting go there. Good. So if you're sitting cross-legged like me, probably a good idea always just to change the legs over so you keep the legs a little bit even. Shifting position, moving from the floor to a chair if that feels more comfortable again. And then let's bring the one hand onto the breastbone. I'm going to let the breastbone sink, and behind the breastbone let your spine in the thoracic back lift up towards the crown of the head. Keep lengthening through the back of the neck as you gently depress the breastbone downwards. Gentle stretch through the front of the chest and neck, and releasing. So once again, as you're ready, spine nice and tall, tailbone to crown, letting your hand rest on the breastbone, and keep depressing the breastbone so it lengthens away from the face. Keep the back of the neck long and lifted, opening upwards and gently backwards. So the back of the neck not overarching, not pinching, and then releasing. So let's give it one more go. Breathing in to prepare. Breathing out to depress the breastbone. Keep lengthening through the spine. Depress the breastbone. Open the muscles on the front of your neck. A little bit on the front of the chest. Back of the neck stays long and lifted. And then releasing back again. Good. We're going to join that onto opening up through the back in the same direction a little bit more. So if you're sitting onto something, you can let the legs come parallel in front of you, rotating the arms at the shoulder joints so they point back. And with this movement, we are going to aim to hold the waist still tall and strong. So you can always imagine that your waist muscles are squeezing in towards your spine very tightly, like a belt fastening around your waist. And then just directing your elbows back and behind you. Once again, the breastbone essentially almost moves downwards at the base, up at the top. Shoulder blades are wide, they move down the back and they depress or push against the back of your rib cage. Keep your elbows pointing backwards. Lift the chest up to go back. Breathing and releasing. So this part not really changing, and we're aiming to release each pair of ribs away from the one below. To help us not overarch, the base of the breastbone keeps moving downwards like it did in this stretch, but we're lengthening up through the spine behind the breastbone, so the top of the breastbone will move up and back in a way. The elbows point back, the arms rotate at the shoulders, and your shoulder blades press up against the back of your rib cage like two hands pushing up from beneath like that. Breathing and releasing back down. So it also works pretty well as long as this part is tall. This part, that's not going to work. So this needs to be tall, and then again lifting up to go back. And it can be, if you're able to open quite a bit, that then you come down onto the palms. Keep lengthening up from between your sitting bones through your spine to the crown. Shoulder blades are still pushing up from beneath. And then coming back. And as you come back, let your collarbones realign, shoulder blades slip down the back, and relaxing. So then, after that, let's just bring ourselves forwards, facing forwards. And again, you can be sitting on a block or sitting on a chair. And from there, we're just going to lift up from the base of the spine, lengthen up through the waist, open the arms again like we did before, in line with the collarbones, from the collarbones outwards. And then as you're ready, breathing out, engage in your abdominal muscles, reaching forwards towards the fingertips. Keep your waist tall. Arms again are in line with your shoulder joints rather than hunching up, shoulder blades gliding down the back behind you. Let the shoulder blades, though, even though they stay downwards, that they move forwards as you reach into your hands. So then once again, collarbones open, arms connect at the height of the shoulder joint, lift up through your waist. Base of the breastbone can move down, but the top of the breastbone moves up and back. Arms open in line with the shoulder joints, breathing in, And then once again, the abdominal muscles here bring you back. So the tension in the work's not really in the arms, but taken up by your core strength. And then again, keep the shoulders sinking away from the ears as much as you can as you really stretch forward and stretch between the shoulder blades. So shoulder blades move in again towards the spine and down the back. Waist lifts really tall. Hold on to your center strength. Let the spine lift up beneath your breastbone. Open. Once again, engage from your abdominal muscles to return. The arms are still staying light. Upper back releases forwards, but your waist stays really strong and tall. Once again, reconnect the arms into your shoulder joints. Shoulder blades glide down the back and they center to either side of your spine. Lifting up to go back. Breathing out, flow forwards and reach through. Breathing in, lift up to go back. And breathing out, slide forwards, reach through and relaxing. So we let the collarbones open, shoulder blades release down the back. They're centered to either side of the spine, collarbones open, and just relaxing the shoulders into the weight of the arms. So again, if you were working cross-legged with me, just think about changing the cross on the legs again. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, again, either on a chair or on your mat. Really tall, collarbones open, and just allowing as you breathe out, your head and neck to gently turn towards your right side, aiming to maintain that fist distance between the chin and the chest. Breathing in to gently come back to the center. Let your collarbones stay really wide, and as the head and neck gently glide forwards, as you turn to the left, make sure your right shoulder isn't gradually moving forwards. Breathing in to come back to the center, checking in with the alignment, tailbone to crown, and then as you gently twist again towards your right side, check that your left shoulder isn't trying to follow. There's no intention here at all to come to the end of the range of the movement. The intention here is to keep the head and neck pivoting at the end of the length of the spine, and to allow the action to be as relaxed as possible as you hold this alignment. And so often we're moving our necks where we're not aligned, and we're making them stay in non-aligned positions for a long time, and the neck movements build up tension. So just seeing if it's possible to let your neck move here as lightly and as easily as possible. That's really the main intention, from the inside, right from the spine itself, very gently mobilizing the neck from the inside, allowing the neck muscles to be as relaxed as they can be throughout the course of this gentle spiraling action. Let's give it one more go to each side. The exhalation carries the head and neck action to the side, turning, let the collarbones stay wide and open and the spine lifted. Fist distance between the chin and the chest. Once again, breathing into the center. Breathing out to come into that spiraling action. And breathing in to come back to the center. Good, well done. I hope that your chest feels more open and that there's a sense of release and length through into the neck. Happy practicing. Hope to see you again soon on the Movement Style channel. Thank you for watching.